Okay guys, so tonight's homework is kind of double the offer. I was going to originally do a video just on theme and a video just on author's purpose, and then I decided to combine them because on your test it actually is kind of combined anyways, so there you go. So by the end of this particular tutorial, you're going to review theme, since we did in fact cover theme already once this year in the science fiction unit, and some of you were able to handle it and some of you didn't even attempt. So we'll look at it again, and honestly, theme is one of the more difficult topics, and you're going to touch on it again and again throughout the rest of your educational career, and you just kind of build on it, and it will only get better as you continue to evolve with your analysis of a text. So we'll review on theme, and we'll also try to start understanding a little bit more about author's purpose, especially as it relates to the theme. So let's get started. Again, remember in your notes, you're taking down in note form anything that's on the screen when you see the little pencil in the corner. Okay, so a theme is the lesson you should learn from the story or the author's message. So you have to infer the theme. The author does not state this explicitly, and you need to remember that themes are bigger than the actual story itself. You have to think bigger than that. So they're not explicit, they are implicit. They are bigger than the story. Remember, there is the small world of the story and then the big world of theme. So you have to apply the theme to the real world, and I see that that's a little bit off the screen there, but you can get the picture, and it should show up on your slides too underneath the video. Okay, so it's not just, for example, we're going to read Francisca's story that we walk through, we're going to read Dirk's story, we're going to look at quite a few journal entries from kids at the Teresian concentration camp, we'll look at some poetry, and then of course we'll read Night by Elie Wiesel. And you have to remember, it's not just about their individual stories. Oh, we read Francisca's story because the author wanted us to learn about sterilization. That's not the theme, that's not the big picture. So you have to think bigger. Why should we learn about what happened during World War II and the Holocaust and these experiences that the people went through? What is it that the author really wants us to think about or to learn about? And there are very specific examples in every single one of the stories that we're looking at. So you have to think bigger than just the small world of the story. So find the real world advice. What's the author's purpose in writing this story for us? So when we did the science fiction unit, we talked about analyzing the characters' actions and motives and how to use those two pieces, especially the motive, to support your idea of theme. So this could be used to your advantage because some of you, again, did attempt the theme portion of the proficiency during our science fiction unit, and you were able to do pretty well. So you can use that as a sentence or two in your paragraph here. Also think about what you've inferred about the text, what you've read between the lines and picked up clues here and there, as well as adding in a portion about what the author's purpose actually is. So, what is the author's purpose? Why did the author write the text? How do you know? There's a couple of different ways or reasons why an author would write something. It's either to persuade by giving their own opinion, comparing things, showing their like or dislike toward an object. An author could be writing just simply to inform, an expository-like text, where they're giving data and graphs and showing research and giving you a logical sequence on things, or even writing instructions or recipes. They could be entertaining you. Giving jokes and humor, dialogue, story elements, figurative language. Most of the novels that you read are to entertain. I think since this is a historical fiction unit, there are other elements involved besides just entertaining you. I definitely think they are trying to inform you and teach you on a topic, as well as give some historical reference. It is fiction after all, so it says historical fiction, so it's based on real things that happen in history. They are giving you some dates and ideas about something that happened with some fictional elements thrown in to entertain. So I think there's a couple of different reasons we can go along with as far as the author's actual purpose in writing the literature we're reading during this unit. Now, your actual proficiency question. on your actual test, it will say, based on your own analysis of the story, what is the theme of this text? What is your own understanding of this theme based on the inferences of the text and your own analysis? What actions do you think the author wants you to take after reading this? So that's a mouthful. It's a lot there. You need to go through and break it down and figure out exactly what it is I'm asking you to do. So how to set up your paragraph or more. I really wouldn't go too much over a paragraph. I know some of you might. Try and whittle it down and really keep it nice and concise. So to set up your paragraph, start with stating the title and the author you're discussing and the theme you've settled on. Work towards stating your analysis or understanding of the story and the theme. Think about the characters, the storyline. Also think about using some evidence, giving some textual support. And then finally also stating what the author's purpose is. What are you supposed to learn and get out of the story? What is the bigger purpose? So I think all in all that's a great way to set up your paragraph. And hopefully try and keep it to, just a paragraph. Don't go more than that. You might be able to stretch it out into 2, but I would really try and be as concise as you can. Alright, now you're finished, so don't forget to do your digital whisk and the quiz, and I'll check your homework tomorrow.